on CTV News at 5.
We're already close to 7,000, and registration actually closes next Thursday.
Still running, Maritimers prepare to lace up and continue what Terry Fox started 45 years ago.
This is my home, so I always wanted to do a big mural here. I've done a few in Halifax, but Dartmouth needs more.
Pops of color, old buildings get a new look during the Dartmouth Mural Jam.
Seeing people that look like me, and it just makes them feel so much more comfortable to talk and share their experiences.
And somewhere to talk, a youth wellness project in Lucasville, Nova Scotia gets the conversation started.
And fair weather expected through much of the weekend. A chance of showers in New Brunswick Sunday.
Live from the Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News at 5.
Good evening, happy Friday, and welcome to CTV News at 5. I'm Maria Panopalis. Thank you for joining us. First at 5 tonight, still running. Terry Fox's mission turned into a movement 45 years ago when he ran the very first Marathon of Hope. And since then, nearly $1 billion has been raised in his name for cancer research. This fall, thousands of Maritimers will lace up once again to support his cause. But as CTV's Ryan McDonald shows us, it can be an upward jog to keep the support going after all these years.
Maria, I'm here at the Victoria Park Armories, where Sydney's Terry Fox event is set to take place on Sunday. But until only recently, numbers for this year's event were disappointing. The Terry Fox Run in Sydney usually attracts about 100 people, but as of yesterday, only a handful were signed up for this year's event, and less than $1,000 was pledged in donations.
The interest from the community wasn't where I was hoping it would be at this point.
The event organizer says numbers have spiked a bit in the past 24 hours, but only after he twisted a few people's arms.
I had to do a little more hands-on reaching out to people and do a little social media shaming, trying to give people a little nudge in that direction. And fortunately, things have turned around quite a bit now.
I just laughed because it's typical. Everybody waits till the last minute.
Candace Paul plans to take part in the Sydney event on Sunday and feels procrastination was more to blame than a lack of interest.
My back goes through a lot of strain, and my good leg, does twice the work it should normally do. I guess my good leg is going to travel 10,000 miles by the time I get to Vancouver.
Still, she feels that given Terry Fox's place as one of the greatest Canadians in history, the crowds should be bigger than they are.
I think it could be more. I think it'd be really nice to see most of Sydney show up.
We are trending about actually 25% ahead on participation numbers and even higher on fundraising, same time over last year.
The chief operating officer of the Terry Fox Foundation figures that nationwide numbers are up because this year marks the 45th anniversary of Terry's Marathon of Hope. And back this year, for the first time in a decade, is the run across the Confederation Bridge on September 21st, where organizers expect the biggest crowd in the country.
We're already close to 7,000, and registration actually closes next Thursday.
Back in Sydney, the organizers would like to see participation in the thousands one day too. For now, though, they have a short and simple wish list for this year.
Good weather, a couple of hundred people, raining money.
And Steve McNeil adds that the goal for this year's Terry Fox Run here in Sydney is to once again clear more than $10,000 in donations. Maria?
Thank you, Ryan. Every penny counts. CTV's Ryan McDonald for us in Sydney this evening. As I said, every penny counts. It also brings us to tonight's web poll. We're asking, do you think the Terry Fox Run is as popular as it used to be? Your options are simple: yes or no. And you can go to ctvnewsatlantic.ca to weigh in and to see the latest poll results. All right, time to hand things over to Stephanie Seacos now for a look at the headlines. Hi, Steph.
Hi, Maria. Protesters took to the streets today to express their disappointment. The Davis Cup is continuing. Play between Team Canada and Team Israel got underway this afternoon without any spectators. We'll hear from the players themselves tonight at 6. Affordability and the environment are two big issues that keep coming up at public engagement sessions for NB Power. The utility is traveling around the province looking for feedback as the government undertakes a comprehensive review. We'll have more on that tonight on 6. The city of Moncton has taken its concerns about homelessness and open drug use to the RCMP. It says the complaints from the public are piling up and it wants action from the police. Tonight, we are hearing from the superintendent of the Kodiak detachment about the next steps. But for now, we'll get our first look at the forecast with CTV meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell. Kaylin.
Thank you, Stephanie. In a breezy north wind around the Maritimes, most temperatures are being held around the high teens and low 20s as we're moving into the early evening hours. Now, there are a couple parts of the region that are a little bit cooler than that because they're a little bit more exposed to that north wind, and that includes Prince Edward Island, parts of the north shore of Nova Scotia, and a few areas of Inverness County and Cape Breton, where temperatures are closer towards the mid-teens. Dew point temperatures are relatively low. They're mostly in the single digits. That means we do have a drier brand of air in place, and in a lot of cases, relative humidity values are coming in the range of around 30 to 50%. The exception to that is where once again the north winds are coming in off of the Gulf of St. Lawrence, and that's for parts of Prince Edward Island, areas the east of Nova Scotia, and there locally the relative humidity value is more in the range of around 65 to 75%, so just a little bit more moisture in the air. Here's a look at the winds at this hour, mostly being sustained between 10 and 30 kilometers per hour. We're getting occasional gusts reported between 30 and 40. The wind speeds will be diminishing as we move towards midnight. Over on radar and satellite, very clear conditions for New Brunswick and western areas of Nova Scotia. Partly cloudy conditions for Prince Edward Island and eastern areas of Nova Scotia. Those areas will be seeing some clearing as we move through tonight. I will have more details. The weekend forecast a little bit later on, Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. We will see you a little later on. Right now, we're going to take our first break here on CTV News at 5, but here's a preview of the couple of stories that are still ahead.
Hi, I'm McConvey here in downtown Dartmouth. Coming up on CTV News at 5, if you take a walk down Portland Street, you'll see a number of colorful additions to the neighborhood. I'll take you with me to the Dartmouth Mural Jam next.
I'd like to introduce the extraordinary, the talented, the wonderful Sheila McCarthy. You may know her from, oh my God, don't start, we don't have that much time. And I'm Mary Walsh, and we're going to be at the Atlantic Film Festival tomorrow.
In a movie called Dancing on the Elephant, and we're going to talk about it now, soon.
Thank you.
HMCS Sackville is the world's last surviving Second World War corvette. Preserved by the Canadian Naval Memorial Trust, she honors those who served and shares Canada's naval story. Keep the legacy afloat. Visit cnnt.ca.
Welcome back. A Made in the Maritimes movie makes its world premiere at Atlantic Film Fest tomorrow. CTV's Katie Kelly caught up with the familiar stars that help bring the heartwarming and hilarious story to life.
And we can rob some saltines on the way out.
Yes, that film is called Dancing on the Elephant, and I am so excited to be with two of the stars, two Canadian icons beside me. How are you doing?
Good, good, good.
So that being said, tell us, what's the movie about?
Well, it's about two women who are 6, 8, 18 years old still in their hearts and their minds, who are sent to this, or in a retirement home, and they don't want to be there. And so they plot their escape. And it really is about ageism, and it's about how, you know, even at 80, we don't want to think of people in retirement home as potted plants. They're human beings who've had full lives, and they're not over yet. And so I think it just, this movie really spotlights that, the importance of looking at that generation of people.
It's never too late, I think, is the message that my character gives, because I have had an embittered and angry life and have kept everyone away because I don't trust anyone, and I've made up a whole, I live in a fantasy world in a way, not a nice fantasy, but you know, I pretend I have a daughter and all this stuff, but it's never too late to, like, you know, Sheila's character breaks through all those walls I have up, and I get to have a friend. And I don't know if I ever had a friend before, my character. And then we go on adventures and break out. And
it's a film about friendship.
Yeah.
And what people will do for each other right to their dying breath. Like, it's that aspect of it is just beautiful.
Absolutely. And you're both, well, clearly you're both really funny. Everybody knows you guys for being funny. This movie it's humorous, but it's also very, very emotional. How was balancing that? Because it's sometimes, you guys, it's hard for you to be serious sometimes.
Well, you know, you walk that line, you know, between, you know, comedy is sad, sadness is comedy. I mean, it's acting, and the situations called for that on certain days, and we gave each other space to get there. And we laughed and cried a lot.
Sheila, what do you hope people get from the film?
I think just that. I think it's see themselves on the screen. You know, audiences of our age and younger. My daughters saw the movie, they loved it. You know, yeah, people will love this film, they'll recognize themselves, and hopefully they'll go, oh yeah, you know what, let's take a look at Mum over at Amica there. Let's go visit her more often.
Something else that's so fantastic is that it's having its world premiere here at home at the Atlantic International Film Festival. Just talk about what that means.
It's wonderful because we shot it here and it's having the world premiere here, and you know, what could be better?
Yeah, hopefully some of the cast and crew will join us tomorrow for the screening, and it's the scene of the crime. This is a beautiful place to shoot film, and it's all up on the screen, Halifax and surrounding areas. It's fantastic.
Dancing on the Elephant looks just fabulous. Can't wait to see it myself. And how fun it was to see the ladies just kind of being themselves. What did Mary say?
I have already decided that I am going to remember the phrase embittered and angry to describe our winter weather at some point.
Ooh, yeah, as Mary Walsh has coined.
Yes.
All right, so thank you to the ladies and thank you to Katie for bringing us that. Kaylin,
well, certainly
the weather is not embittered or angry
certainly
today,
not embittered or angry today, was it? With sunshine across much of the region. Probably a lot of people were noticing those that temperatures did cool off a little bit in the north wind, including in around the Sydney area. I am going to have more on the forecast coming up after the break.
Start your morning with us an hour early. We have a fresh new look starting Monday, September 15th, filled with news, weather, and the same laughs you love. Your Morning Atlantic from 6 to 9 on CTV2 and ctvatlantic.ca.
CTV has teamed up with Scotiabank Centre for a big ticket giveaway. One lucky viewer will win a Scotiabank Centre prize package that features home game tickets to see the Halifax Mooseheads and the Halifax Thunderbirds, plus 2 tickets to see Sarah McLachlan, the Beaches, and more. We're also throwing in 5 one-night stays at Moxie Halifax downtown. To enter, go to ctvatlantic.ca and follow the contest prompts or scan the QR code on your screen right now. You can enter today. And tomorrow is your last chance. At 5 p.m., the winner will be announced September 19th. Good luck, everybody. Kaylin Mitchell joins us now with a look at the all-important weekend weather. Kaylin, a lot of folks hoping to get outdoors and maybe clean up their yards a little.
Yeah, certainly some nice weather for that coming up on Saturday, in particular around the Maritime region. Taking a look out here, the locks at Wellington, Nova Scotia. You can see a lot of blue sky in the background. Very clear conditions today across New Brunswick and western areas of Nova Scotia. It did cloud over a little bit for Prince Edward Island and eastern areas of Nova Scotia. Taking a look at our weather systems map, barometric pressure once again is towards the higher side, sitting above 1,020 millibars for all 3 maritime provinces as that high pressure system moved in from the west last night and into today. Taking a look at things on radar, not much is showing up. There's no precipitation expected as we move through tonight. Speaking of tonight, though, as we head over and take a look at our forecast timeline, we do still have some broken cloud cover around parts of Prince Edward Island, eastern areas of Nova Scotia this evening. That should see some clearing as we make our way towards midnight. At the same time, a little bit of cloud cover is expected to begin to move in from the west, mostly for parts of New Brunswick. Additionally, tonight there will be a chance of some patchy fog developing during the overnight hours, and for western areas of New Brunswick, a low risk of some patchy frost. I say low risk because that cloud cover moving in from the west should actually work against the development of any frost. However, if there are clear breaks in that cloud cover tonight, and that is possible, some low temperatures may head down towards the low to mid single digits for that province. Starting off the day for tomorrow, Saturday morning, it's a mix of sun and cloud that carries on into the afternoon. The wind direction does change a little bit for tomorrow. It's been out of the north and breezy for today. By the time we get into Saturday afternoon, the wind's becoming mostly south and southwest and sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour, maybe with a few gusts between 20 and 40. Taking a look at low temperatures in the forecast for tonight. So coolest temperatures in the region will be in the province of New Brunswick, where some lows will fall between around 4 and 9 degrees. Coolest for western parts of New Brunswick. In Prince Edward Island for tonight, most of the low temperatures between 8 and 11 degrees. And for Nova Scotia, parts of the north of the province will have some low temperatures around the mid to high single digits. Much of the rest of Nova Scotia with low temperatures of around 9 to 12 degrees. High temperatures in the forecast for the start of the weekend on Saturday for New Brunswick between 18 and 21 21, near 20 degrees for Charlottetown and Prince Edward Island, so temperatures recovering a little bit compared to today. That's the effect of changing from that north wind over to that southerly wind. And for Nova Scotia for tomorrow, most of the high temperatures between 18 and 21. We should take a look at Sunday's forecast as well. There's a low pressure system that's going to be making its way through Quebec, kind of through the northern part of the St. Lawrence River Valley, so not coming directly into the Maritimes, but close enough that it is going to be bringing a chance of showers to New Brunswick. So I'm going to actually go with scattered showers in the forecast for that province on Sunday. Later Sunday night, there might be a chance of a couple of the showers getting into Prince Edward Island and northern areas of Nova Scotia. High temperatures for much of the Maritimes on Sunday, high teens and low 20s. And how about the start of next week? Once again, it is another area of high pressure that is going to be approaching from the west of us. So it looks like it'll be a fair weather mix of sun and cloud across the region on Monday with high temperatures mostly between 19 and 23 degrees. All right, let's take a look at our weather watcher for tonight. And tonight's weather watcher is coming in from 7-year-old Karma Taylor from Canso, Nova Scotia. Karma has sent us a drawing of being at the pool on a beautiful sunny day with friends. That sounds like a lot of fun. And if you'd like to send in a weather watcher, they can come into CTV Weather Watchers, P.O. Box 1653, Halifax, Nova Scotia, B3J2Z4, or you can email me at kaylin.mitchell@bellmedia.ca. Maria.
Thank you, Kaylin. So artists are leaving their mark on downtown Dartmouth this week. As CTV's Emma Convey shows us, buildings are getting vibrant makeovers during the Mural Jam.
35 feet in the air on Portland Street, Daniel Burt paints a mural of a giant cormorant. It's part of the first ever Dartmouth Mural Jam, bringing color to the downtown.
It's just a great opportunity to brighten up the city and just show what skills I'm capable of and put my talent to work.
Mural Jam is not a contest, but an opportunity for artists to do what they love and display their work on a big canvas. 10 muralists are taking part, creating designs of different shapes, size, and color.
A 128-foot mural about downtown Dartmouth, about the little bit of businesses that surround it, the people that surround it.
Sort of a collection of images of geese and a goose from Sullivan's Pond.
Organizer Michael Burt has run the Halifax Mural Festival for the last 4 years. He felt it was time to dip into Dartmouth.
Dartmouth has such a history with art and has so many beautiful spaces and things that can be beautified. So, yeah, it just seems fitting that we should bring it to Dartmouth.
The Downtown Dartmouth Business Commission couldn't agree more.
People come and seek them out and take pictures of them. People like to take selfies in front of them and kind of collect up pictures of them. So doing a few more murals helps add to all that experience.
Artists get creative control.
A lot of the time, it's a job, it's a gig, there's a business or a property owner giving you direction. We just kind of let them do what they want as long as it's appropriate.
It just helps promote my own art. I do get to put my name on it, and a lot more work comes from the pieces that I put up.
The plan is to turn this jam into a festival next year.
I hope the whole street gets involved and more artists come in. We have lots of walls here, so let's do it.
We want to paint some big buildings down here. We want to paint the big ones, this red one in the back there, if anybody knows who owns it. Just paint some stuff that is lasting and just brings some quality and enjoyment.
The main event is Saturday and free for anyone to attend. Emma Convey, CTV News, Dartmouth.
Beautiful, so much talent. Beautiful. A good time to take a walk through downtown Dartmouth. All right, we're going to take a break here, but here's a preview of the final story of the evening.
I'm Vanessa Wright in Lucasville, where a mental health initiative is changing the way parents and children talk about physical and mental wellness. That story's coming up on CTV News at 5.
Welcome back. A youth mental health initiative is breaking silence and barriers. As CTV's Vanessa Wright reports, it's given the community of Lucasville, Nova Scotia, a safe space to have important conversations.
In the historic community of Lucasville, work is being done to tackle an often overlooked topic in the Black community, mental health.
We all have challenges, whether it be challenges with family, with peers, with attending school, or whether that be anxiety, periods of feeling sadness or going through depression.
Since last spring, this space at Lucasville's Community Center has been a hub for people to speak openly about life's challenges. The program started with a dozen junior high students, and eventually their parents tagged along.
I think it was a great opportunity for my son to be involved in this, where it gave him a chance to be open-minded and to ask questions or to hear where to go to for resources if he doesn't want to come to me for information or answers or about certain questions that could be embarrassing.
While it may have been uncomfortable at first, students say it's helped them grow.
I feel that it's a good way for us to learn how to express ourselves and talk about our emotions instead of just keeping them to ourselves.
Having those conversations in a safe and familiar community was an important piece for the success of the project.
We eat, we laugh, we play, we cry. This is our community, and we want to be strong in our community.
Because when it comes to mental health, representation matters.
When I started my mental health journey, I was a victim of racialized bullying. So when I was going in and I was talking about some of the things that were being said to me, it was kind of difficult for somebody who didn't overly look like me to understand where I was coming from and how deeply hurtful it could be. So programs here where we're going in and I'm seeing people that look like me, and it just makes them feel so much more comfortable to talk and share their experiences.
The initiative is still in its early stages, but organizers hope to expand it so people of all backgrounds can join in on the conversation. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Lucasville, Nova Scotia.
Thank you, Vanessa, and way to go, Lucasville. What a wonderful program, and hopefully a template for other communities as well. I love that the parents and the mentors are so involved as well, because sometimes, it might be nice to have somebody help you talk to your parents,
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody needs those spaces for support, and I mean, they can be tough to come by.
Yeah, that's wonderful. All right, let's talk a little bit about how things are looking over the weekend.
Okay, well, I know we're looking for rain, but if we put that aside, the weekend forecast is pretty fair. A mixed sun and cloud. Temperatures very typical for this far into September. It does look like there'll be some showers in the province of New Brunswick on Sunday, but aside from that, in the extended forecast, looking pretty dry. So more on that coming up in CTV News at 6.
We'll see you and Stephanie at 6. I'll see you on Monday. The national news is next. Have a great weekend, everyone. Thanks for watching.